My film was named The Supporters. I thought this would be a good name for a title of my film simply because it then enrolled the readers into what the film is about. For example, the supporters you typify to be football fans, and then it's going to be a football violence film, for example. We used LiveType to get the font style, and I used a very simple white with big blocked letters simply because it's very easy to read and stands out quite a lot to the reader on a black background normally, but because of the title I wanted it to overlay as it showed the typical conventions of most football violence films, as they all have overlaying titles on their shots. For the setting I used some very dirty stairs in a block of flats I know. I think this is really good for setting up the character as well. As you can see, he lives in a very run down working class area, for example. It's very dirty and gritty and looks like a place with no middle class or upper class people would go, and you typify to be a working class area, for example. The dirty white bricks and the horrible peeling paint really does hammer home that message. For costume and props, simply I wanted my character to dress up in white trainers as what we typify to be most football violence films, and also the very casual clothes, as they are very casual normal men really. For props I used the tube map, and that's it really as the main organised prop. The tube map allowed the audience to look into it, to look for, I was trying to get a London based film. Also, by crossing out on this prop, it just made the whole experience more real, and it gave the viewer an idea as to the location, not just what they can see, but as to where they may actually know. The story was set up by this clip of the older character speaking into the telephone that has been rung. The storyline is basically that they're arranging a fight with some people who have come onto their turf, and I feel that by using this mobile phone scene, it allows the audience to get an idea as to what's happening. It's not an actual arranged fight, it's people coming onto their turf to make it seem like there's already bad blood between the two, maybe, and maybe the people coming on to fight them are getting revenge for something else. It just leaves a few enigma codes. The character is introduced quite simply and quite quickly. For example, you are shown the older character for the first minute and a half really of the film, and then it goes on to the younger character who's just seen walking across the path, for example, and then towards the end he meets up with the older character, so the audience get a good view as to see that they are together and they are kind of like in relation to each other. I was trying to get that the younger child was actually the son of the older one, but I don't think I quite got that across with some of my shot types, but that was the general point of view. The genre type is kind of hard to say really. You could say just because I called it The Supporters is the only reason you could say it as a football violence film, obviously without the shot of the boy kicking the ball against the wall. But it's very hard for me to do this simply because I do not have the funds to go to a football match and film, because they just simply do not allow footage like that anymore for the fans. Also, I found it very hard, so I wanted to incorporate an opening sequence which had no violence, because violence would have been very hard for the actors to do and for me to film and organise safely within the law almost. So this was very hard for me to do, to set up the genre, but I feel I've done an okay job of it, but mostly it's down to the title. As you can see, it is a football violence film.